I'm going to show you the setup I use for fishing the Outkast heavy cover swim jig. It's got a little beefier hook in it than our standard swim jig. It's awesome for heavy cover. You can throw this thing on braid. Don't got to worry about bending out the hook or losing that big fish that you hook way back in the cover. So on a typical swim jig, I fish it with straight fluorocarbon and a 7 foot medium heavy action rod. This I actually go to an 8 foot rod. Still medium heavy, and it's actually a moderate. It's got a really soft tip. Anytime I'm fishing moving baits, I prefer a rod that has a little more give to it. I think just the way they eat something that's swimming by them, you kind of want to let them get it for a second. But I'm running it with braid. I use 40 pound 832 braid, and I got a 17 pound fluorocarbon leader on here. High speed reel, that's super key with swim jigs. A lot of your bites will push that bait towards you a lot, and you got to get a few good handle turns really quick to get on them. They got that weed guard on there just perfect. You can throw this thing through anything. We've been out here today fishing big pad fields with it. I can throw this thing as far as I can back in the pads and wind it all the way back to the boat and never get hung up. So the weed guard's perfect on it. It's the same head design as our standard swim jig and as the light wire swim jig. Everybody loves the swim jig. Now it just has a heavier hook, and it also has a, I'll show you this, it's got a lot wider keeper on it than our standard swim jig has. And I like that when I'm fishing these soft plastic swim baits. They're super soft. They don't hold up really good. You know, you catch 1-2 fish and they peel off all the time and keep slipping down, but that bait keeper's so much wider now. I can push that bait up there and I can catch 5-6 fish on that really soft swim bait without it sliding down on me. I can throw it in the thick cover, rip it through stuff. I'm not worrying about my keeper falling down anymore. So that's a really awesome new feature about it. That's my main setup for fishing this heavy cover swim jig. Like I said, a little bit longer rod and braid's the main difference. Everything in the reel and everything else is still the same. There's a lot more you can do with this jig now than we've been able to do with most of our swim jigs. Another thing I really love about this heavy cover swim jig is covering water with it. You get in these big expansive pad areas, there's a million targets. If you try to sit there and flip every one of them, it's going to take you hours to go through here. So I can take this around, fire it anywhere in here. It's so weedless, I can bring it through anything and just cover a ton of water with it. And I might not necessarily catch my fish on a swim jig. You know, a lot of fish are going to eat it, but I'll see fish move in the pads. Maybe some fish, I'll be coming over some thicker pads and a fish will boil underneath it. And that's showing me there's fish there. I can go back in there with an RTX jig, flip right to them and catch them. But it's just an awesome way to cover really heavy cover water, expansive heavy cover, places where there's lots of pads, rice, reeds, just endless amounts of grass. I can throw it anywhere, bring it through anything, and it'll show me if there's fish there for sure. That's why you got the heavy cover swim jig. Big hook, ripping nice ones out of the pads.